as a young kid, growing up, my dad was involved in motorsport. You know, and as we started to get older, Rat and I, we had a go-kart, off-road go-kart, and then that moved from a go-kart to a Mark 1 Escort. Old, bought it from an old guy for $350. It sat underneath of a breadfruit tree for years. We changed the oils, welded the diff, and I think that's what really taught us quite a bit about motorsports and mechanics, although a lot of people may say I don't really know much about mechanics. So we just graduated from that into, then I did a 4x4 rally before I had my driver's license as a navigator. And then I went into co-driver seat for a few years before my license. And back then you could have done it from like 14, I think it was. And then the first year I got my license, I bought the ex-Tony Piles car, rebuilt that. Alan and Chippy Bain rebuilt that, a Mark 2 Escort. That lasted 2.5 events. I turned that over. But saying that, you know, the event before the last one, it was a Vaucluse event. First time driving the car there, first time driving the car on loose, and yeah, everything was still new, and I ended up winning my group and the handicap. So first overall, I think I'm still the youngest ever to win outright at Vaucluse. And then we got the Mark 1. After that, Mark 2 was totaled. That lasted a few years. Changed that to the BMW from Stillo. We had very good success in that. Then I was back and forth from Canada doing some studies. I then bought Martin Atwell's car. Did a lot of development on that. That ran very, very, very good. I got 1 two-wheel drive championship with that, multiple class championship wins. And then we went to the R5. R5 was fun. A lot different. You had to be a lot more committed. I thoroughly enjoyed it, learned a lot. However, I think there was one little piece that I was missing. You know, I've had the group championship wins, the two-wheel drive championship wins, but I did not have a fastest two-wheel drive in Rally Barbados win. And I think that kind of played on my head a little bit when I decided to call it quits with the R5. And here we are now with a pretty good machine, I think. Funny enough, you know, it's kind of circled back to where I started. First Escort was a Mark II, nothing like the one that I have now. This one here was a dream car. I came across it actually the weekend of Rally Barbados online, and the Monday at Boatyard is when it was purchased. No one knew. We kept that pretty quiet. A lot of people were guessing. The car is a really, really good car. It's a brand new build pretty much. It hasn't done a lot of mileage, so we've had to do quite a bit of finishing touches to it and get it to our climate, because obviously our climate is a lot warmer than Ireland. It's got some good go forward. It's a 2.5 Millington, tracted sequential box, Rieger suspension, paddle shift, you name it, it's got it. So it's just basically to get the suspension right, because that's going to take some time. My problem is I'm not really that good at setting that suspension, so I tend to drive around a problem rather than kind of know how to fix it. So it's going to take maybe a little while to get that right, but I think that once it's all right, there's a few people that need to watch out in the group. There's a big target on my brother's back, for sure, because that's also his dream car. So it won't be bad to beat him in a car that is his dream car, you know, and not only that, his little brother beating him. So yeah, the car is a really, really, really good build. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it actually has in store on a stage.
So far, how are you finding the transition from the four-wheel drive back into the rear-wheel?
I actually thought it was gonna be pretty easy, but it looks like if I learned too much last year. Um, the transition, I would say the first test we did with the Escort, probably the first two outings on the track and back end, it was to try and just get familiarized, especially where you put the throttle back in. You can't put the throttle back in with this where you do with a four-wheel drive car because you have the grip of that. I would say I've gotten majority of the four-wheel drive stuff out of my head now, but it hasn't been that difficult. I thought it was gonna be easier, but it is. Having driven that four-wheel drive last year for quite a bit, because I did a lot of testing as well. It yeah, it kind of stuck into me a little bit longer than I thought, but it's out now, I think.
What events we could see you and the new car at?
On the 12th of October is the first one. It's a double header at Malvern to Tappy Pond and reverse, so it's 4 runs in one direction, 4 runs in the other. And then on the 26th of October is the winter rally. Rally Club's winter rally, so I'm going to do that with Barry Ward alongside me. And I think there is a event, another speed event in November for Motoring Club. I'm not sure if that's going to happen yet or not. So 3 events, hopefully 2 for sure.
Any advice to anyone wanting to get into motorsport?
Don't. Just joking. It's addictive, it's expensive, so unless you have good funding and whatnot, I would say it's, I mean, look at me, I retired last year and I'm back already. That didn't last long. It is very addictive, it's a good sport. I would say if you really do want to get into it, start with a Bimmer Cup car. It's the best entry form level of motorsport. It is the cheapest form of motorsport right now, and there is a really good crew involved. Drivers, everybody involved in the Bimmer Cup are very good guys and easy to get along with, and they will teach you a lot. So that's the way I would say to get into it if you want to drive. If not, start as a marshal. The club always needs marshals, volunteers, so start with that, and then you get to learn from the very basics right up through to understand the whole rallying scene, what's involved and whatnot.